Hi, family and friends. It's Jen here again. I pray that you're doing well. Feel free to leave me a message in the comments below or send me a private message. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had to stand up for what you believed in, even when others thought differently? Did you ever lose a friend or a loved one because of standing up for what you knew was right in the face of adversity? I'd like to share some things with you today, and so hopefully you'll find some encouragement in it. C.S. Lewis stated, "When the whole world is running towards a cliff, he who is running in the opposite direction appears to have lost his mind." There's also a parable about a wise king. It's called The King and the Poisoned Well. There are different versions of this, and unfortunately I don't have the author's name, but you can Google this for yourself. The parable goes that there was a wise and wonderful king, very creative and courageous and just very brave and wonderful, and he ruled a kingdom with great power and authority. There was a well in the center of his kingdom, and all his subjects drank from this same well. The king, however, and his queen did not drink from that well. There was a terrible person that really wanted to do great damage to this king. So what they did was they poisoned the well with a potion that made whoever drank from the well to go instantly insane and lose all logic. So while his subjects drank from this well and they became insane and mad, they looked at the king as being the one that was actually crazy because they didn't know differently. For all of them had the same logic and the same thought process, but the king was still different. Meanwhile, the king hadn't changed anything about himself. What happened was everybody conspired and wanted to overthrow the king and dethrone him. When the king and the queen heard this, the queen devised a plan. What if we drank from the well? What if we became just like everyone else? Then they would love us again. What do you think the king would do? What would you do in this situation? I'm not going to tell you the end of the story. You can make that up for yourself, or you can look it up. My question is, though, what would you do? Would you drink from the well and become just like everyone else and become crazy or unwise, making illogical choices? Or would you stand up for what is right and continue to reign with wisdom and courage? I leave that up to you. But I'd also like to provide you with this little bit coming from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." I pray this encourages you today, and maybe you'll be able to share it with someone else. If you have any questions or comments, or you have any prayer requests, again, feel free to comment below, send me a private message, or subscribe for more content. God bless.